Hi, dear viewers, and welcome to another meaningful and thoughtful video on Elite English Academy. Today's video is not just a conversation, but a sincere journey toward understanding Islam, its reality, and the true purpose of worship explained in a simple and reflective manner for everyone, regardless of age or background. I humbly request you to stay connected with us till the very end of this video, because what we are about to discuss is not only knowledge, but guidance that can touch the heart, strengthen faith, and bring clarity to our daily lives.
It truly feels good to be part of a conversation that is not rushed, not superficial, but deeply meaningful, especially in a time where people talk a lot but reflect very little. I hope that through today's discussion, we will be able to speak honestly, ask real questions, and explore answers that many people carry silently in their hearts but rarely express openly.
Absolutely. Ahmed, I completely agree with you, because in our daily routines, we often get so busy with responsibilities, work, and social expectations that we forget to pause and ask ourselves why we believe what we believe. Conversations like this allow us to slow down, think clearly, and reconnect with this spiritual purpose that Islam teaches us through knowledge, understanding, and conscious worship.
You know, Aisha, while talking about these matters, I feel that it would be better if we structured this discussion in a more educational way, where one of us takes the role of an Islamic teacher and the other becomes a student. This approach can help our viewers follow the conversation step by step, just like a classroom dialogue, but in a friendly and relatable way that feels natural rather than forced.
That is a wonderful idea, Ahmed, because learning Islam has always been based on dialogue, questions, reflection, and guidance, not blind acceptance or pressure. For this conversation, I would like you to take the role of an Islamic teacher, while I will act as a sincere student who asks questions that many people have in their minds but hesitate to ask. As a student, my first question is very fundamental, yet extremely important, because many people hear the word Islam every day but still remain confused about its actual meaning and purpose. Could you please explain in a clear and comprehensive way what Islam truly is beyond cultural practices, family traditions, and surface-level understanding?
That is an excellent and very necessary question, because Islam is often misunderstood when it is seen only through cultural behavior rather than divine teachings. Islam, in its true sense, means complete submission to the will of Allah, not out of fear alone, but out of love, trust, and recognition that Allah knows what is best for human beings. It is a complete way of life that guides not only worship, but also character, ethics, relationships, justice, patience, and responsibility, creating balance between the spiritual and the worldly life.
Many people believe that Islam is only about rules, restrictions, and rituals, and this perception sometimes pushes people away rather than attracting them. Is Islam really limited to prayers, fasting, and lawful or unlawful actions? Or is there a deeper philosophy and wisdom behind these practices?
Islam is never limited to rituals alone. Even though rituals play an important role in shaping discipline and spiritual awareness, every act of worship in Islam carries deep wisdom, psychological balance, and moral training, helping a person grow internally before expecting external change. When Islam is understood properly, it becomes a source of peace, clarity, and purpose, rather than a burden, because its rules are meant to protect human dignity and inner harmony.
I often hear the word Ibadah, but many people define it only as prayer or fasting, which makes it seem limited and repetitive. Could you explain what worship truly means in Islam, and whether it includes daily life actions or only specific religious practices?
In Islam, worship is far broader and deeper than physical rituals alone. Even though those rituals remain essential, Ibadah includes every action done with sincere intention to please Allah, such as earning honestly, treating others with kindness, fulfilling responsibilities, and avoiding harm. This concept transforms ordinary life into worship, teaching Muslims that faith is not separated from daily behavior. but reflected through it.
One concept that repeatedly appears in Islamic teachings is intention. And sometimes it feels difficult to understand why intention is valued so highly. Why does Islam place such strong emphasis on what is inside the heart rather than only visible actions?
Islam emphasizes intention because actions without sincere purpose lose their spiritual value. Even if they appear correct externally, Allah looks at the heart, sincerity, and honesty of a person, because true transformation begins internally before it manifests outwardly. This teaching protects people from hypocrisy and encourages self-accountability, reminding believers that faith is a relationship with Allah. It's not a performance for others.
In modern society, success is often defined by wealth, status, popularity, and power, which creates constant pressure and dissatisfaction. How does Islam define true success? And how is it different from the worldly standards people usually chase?
Islam defines success as balance between this world and the hereafter, where material achievement does not replace moral integrity and spiritual awareness. True success in Islam is living with faith, fulfilling obligations, avoiding injustice, and preparing for accountability before Allah. This definition frees people from endless comparison and competition, replacing anxiety with contentment and purpose.
Despite Islam being a religion of peace, justice, and mercy, many people around the world hold negative or incorrect views about it. Why? Do you think Islam is so frequently misunderstood, even by some Muslims themselves?
Islam is misunderstood mainly due to lack of knowledge, cultural mixing, media misrepresentation, and the actions of individuals who do not represent Islamic values. When people judge Islam through behavior rather than teachings, confusion naturally increases. That is why education, self-reflection, and correct understanding are essential responsibilities for Muslims today.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. This discussion has truly clarified many concepts that often remain confusing or unexplained in daily conversations. I believe that when Islam is explained with wisdom, patience, and sincerity, it becomes approachable and comforting rather than intimidating.
I feel the same, Aisha, because meaningful dialogue reminds us that Islam was revealed to guide hearts, not to burden them. If even one person reflects, learns, or reconnects with faith through this conversation, then our effort has achieved its purpose. Stay connected with us and wait for our next video, where we will continue exploring meaningful topics that strengthen knowledge, character, and faith. Until then, keep learning, keep reflecting, and remember that true guidance begins with sincere understanding. Thank you for watching.
If you found this conversation beneficial and thought-provoking, please support us by subscribing to Elite English Academy. Your support motivates us to create more educational, respectful, and value-based content for learners around the world.